Hey everyone, welcome to the all-new Real Talk. I'm Josh, your longtime host, film lover, and pop culture sponge. If you've been with me from the beginning, first of all, bless you. You've sat through my solo rambles, my deep dives, my reviews, some of my attempts at comedy, which, let's be honest, did not always land very well. But today's a new chapter. Real Talk is evolving. Starting now, every Tuesday, comes Couch Critics, something a little different, a little louder, and, if I'm being honest, a whole lot more fun. But first, let me back up. Almost 30 years. I met someone back then who had become a major part of my life. It happened in the most cinematic of places, a Blockbuster Video. I was just this movie-obsessed assistant manager in a blue polo and khakis, rewinding tapes and dodging customers asking if Titanic was in stock. And there he was, also in blue polo and khakis, stacking shelves, quoting movies under his breath, and radiating the energy of someone who had very strong opinions about which Die Hard sequels were worth your time. His name? Dave. We bonded instantly over the sacred chaos of the employee picks shelf, even though we were only allowed 5 choices. Five. For 2 budding film nerds with an encyclopedic knowledge and no on-off switch when it came to pop culture debates, 5 felt like an insult. We'd spend our breaks arguing over which titles deserved those precious slots, trading out VHS tapes like they were rare artifacts. And somehow, through the late fees, bad fluorescent lighting, the death of physical media, we formed a friendship that outlived that store, that format, that entire company. Life came at us fast after that. There were moves, jobs, layoffs, love, loss, and careers, cross-country calls, and late-night rants about some director neither of us could pronounce. But through all of it, we stayed connected. Hell, we didn't just stay friends, we became brothers. The kind of brothers who will defend each other to the end of the earth. Now Dave, he isn't just a smartass, though he is one of the best. He's also a walking, talking IMDb page with a memory like a steel trap and a talent for calling out plot holes faster than you can say lazy writing. He's the guy who knows exactly which TV shows are worth your time, and more importantly, which ones you'll regret wasting 6 episodes on. He's a pop culture savant, a master of the sarcastic comeback, and a firm believer that you should always read the terms and conditions before entering into any streaming contract. He's a know-it-all, but he's that right kind of know-it-all, the kind with receipts, context, and bonus commentary. You know, the kind that makes you laugh, think, and then question whether you actually did like Spaceballs as much as you thought you did. He challenges me, educates me, and he makes this podcast way more fun than it ever was on my own. So when I realized Real Talk needed that second voice, there was never even a question. It had to be him. Because if I am the emotional center of the show, Dave is the storm system that rolls in with snark, wit, and a perfectly timed, well, actually, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I started Real Talk a little over a year and a half ago because I wanted to share my love of movies and storytelling with as wide an audience as possible. And I've reviewed classics, flops, horror gems, and animated treasures. A little bit of everything, you name it. But as time went on, I started to realize something here is missing. The show never really felt complete. I needed something else. I needed another voice. So I made that call, someone to Dave who could be my counterpoint, my devil's advocate. Dave and I started talking about making this show more conversational. Not just one guy giving his thoughts into the mic, but 2 lifelong friends, movie nerds, and professional overthinkers having actual, often ridiculous, sometimes insightful conversations about film, television, and all the weird, wonderful corners of the entertainment world. Of course, that meant that I had some learning to do. I had to learn how to actually do an interview podcast. Record, edit, mix, the whole shebang. That part is an ongoing lesson. There have been a few tech meltdowns. We've had some file corruption, I may have had a small nervous breakdown, but here we are. Now, these episodes aren't perfect. Hopefully you'll grow with us. We sometimes have sound issues. We have connectivity issues. But from now on, every Tuesday, starting June 17th, you're going to get a brand new episode of Real Talk podcast entitled Couch Critics, featuring me and Dave. These 2 episodes are going to be unfiltered, unhinged, and unplanned, just conversations about the wild world of entertainment. Expect deep dives into new releases, debates about what's trending on streaming, trailer breakdowns, top 10 lists, some random recommendations, and the occasional existential crisis over whether or not we actually needed 12 films in the Fast and Furious world. We'll also tackle some hot takes. We'll play some movie trivia. We'll drop some pop culture history along the way, usually sandwiched between sarcastic sidebars and completely irrelevant tangents. Like our shared obsession with why movie hackers in the 90s slammed their keyboards like they were trying to make the computer feel pain. We don't always agree, and I think that makes this more fun. The beauty is in the back and forth, the passionate debates, the stubborn opinions, those ridiculous hypotheticals, and of course, the occasional descent into nonsense when one of us insists Gremlins 2 belongs in the Criterion Collection. I hope you'll laugh, I think you'll learn, and you'll definitely shout at us through your headphones at least once. But whether you're a lifelong movie buff, a casual streamer, or just wants to hear 2 grown men debate the legacy of Garrett Graham like it's a doctoral thesis, this show is for you. And don't worry, our Friday episodes aren't going anywhere. Every Friday, I'll still be dropping the signature deep dive review episodes. That means full breakdowns of individual films, classics, cult favorites, brand new releases, and the occasional oddball title I think deserves the spotlight. These are the episodes where we go full film nerd, discussing direction, writing, cinematography, themes, performances, soundtracks, all that behind the scenes magic that makes movies unforgettable. So now you get all the content every week. Tuesdays, Couch Critics with Josh and Dave. Fun, fast, a little unhinged. Fridays, Real Talk, thoughtful, in-depth, full throttle film analysis, just like always. So grab your popcorn, fire up your favorite streaming service, and get ready, because we're just getting started. Welcome to the new era of Real Talk. Subscribe now, tell a friend, leave a review, or just scream yippee-ki-yay from Die Hard as loud as you can into the void, and we'll appreciate you. This is the new Real Talk. I'm Josh. Dave will be coming in hot starting June 17th. We'll bring the real chaos. Until then, thank you so much for listening. New episodes still drop every Tuesday and Friday. Follow us on your favorite podcast platform. Stay tuned. We've got a lot of opinions, and only some of them are terrible. If you want to, follow us on Instagram and Threads or YouTube or TikTok, all at Real Talk. Until then, we'll catch you at our normally scheduled episodes. And then on June 17th, keep on the lookout for the first episode of Couch Critics, a Real Talk podcast. And we'll see you soon.
Underneath the sunscreen, gleam, talking reels and all their schemes, dusty scenes and dreams unfold, stories told in shadows bold, gritty plots and whispers tight, dim the streets in moonlight bright. We dissect the cinematic art, reel by reel we pull apart. The real talk where voices play with velvet words and starlit sway, reviewing tales both light and dark, classic films that leave a mark. Dive deep into celluloid night, critique the legends heart. The real talk where voices play with velvet words and starlit sway, reviewing tales both light and dark, classic films that leave a mark.